We are here with the family of Jackson Garcia, also known as Brent Garcia, who was last seen in Sumter, South Carolina on December 26, 2020. Can you tell us a little bit about Jackson?
He goes by Brent. That's what everybody knows him by. He was fun, outgoing, never met a stranger, loved fishing, dancing, eating, and his family. He loved all the kids, stray animals, homeless people. He just loved everybody.
And can you tell us about his disappearance?
He was last seen on Christmas Day in 2020 at his mom's house. We all were there for Christmas Day, and he left that night to go to his grandma's house, or his nanny's, and his cousin wanted him to come over and go to Columbia with him. So he told his nanny he would be back the next day, and he went over there to spend the night. And the next day, I guess he'd heard from, well, his sister heard from him, and then his nanny talked to him, and he was supposed to be home that night. And him and his cousin were outside walking the dog, and his cousin went in to go get a jacket because it was cold outside. And when he came back out, he said Brent was gone.
Now, they were outside. What is the terrain area like? Is it wooded? Is it open?
There's a lake behind the house. There's several lakes behind the house. There's lots of wooded area around there. It's out in the country, but it's a place that he knew all the area around it, so he would frequently walk everywhere.
Now, was that area searched, the lake and the woods?
So we searched the lake by boat. We had horses, four-wheelers, drones. I believe helicopters were out there on foot. We searched for, close to a year, nonstop, every weekend.
And nothing was ever found?
Nothing was ever found.
Did he have a cell phone with him?
He had a cell phone, which he never left, but the phone was found at his cousin's house. I guess his mom went to go pick it up that next day because it was kind of weird that nobody heard from him, because he always kept in contact with his family, especially his sister or his nanny, and it was very weird that no one had heard from him.
Has that phone been gone through?
The phone was gone through. They did like ping searches, and they went through text messages, Facebook, and talked to everyone that he supposedly talked to the last little bit of time that they were known to have contact with him.
Was anything suspicious found?
There were some questionable things, but nothing came of it, so nothing was really concrete.
Now, the last person to see him was his cousin. What did he say happened?
He said that he went inside to go get a coat, and when he came back out, Brent was nowhere to be found.
How long was he inside for?
I would say 30 seconds to a minute, if that.
Okay.
Did he say what they had been talking about in the yard?
They had been playing a video game, and they had come out to walk the dog, and he didn't say what they had been talking about, but that...
Brent asked him if there was some tension in the air, and he said no. And he said, well, I'm going to go for a walk. And then that was it.
What was his relationship like with his cousin prior to that?
They weren't really close, and his cousin, it was kind of out of the blue, but he asked him to go with him to Columbia. So, of course, he was excited to go with them to Columbia, but they never made it there.
Do you know why they were going to Columbia?
I don't have a clue.
Taking somebody there, weren't they? Taking somebody to somebody's house for Christmas.
Do you know who that was?
Little treats. Dakota's roommate's son. Dakota's roommate, they were taking him to see his family.
Okay. Now the dog, did the dog stay outside with Jackson or go back inside with the cousin?
He went back inside with the cousin.
Okay.
And he had said that he had told his grandmother he was going to be going back to her place that night. He would be back.
Right. He was supposed to be back, but no one ever heard from him again. I think it was around 7 o'clock was the last contact anyone had with him.
that's pretty unusual for him to be out of contact. He's usually in contact every day. So
Very unusual. He stayed on his phone or calling somebody or talking to somebody. He was always in contact with someone.
very present on social media.
I wouldn't say as much on social media, but he was constantly in contact with his family.
Okay.
The roommate, the roommate did, he was interviewed and he did state that he saw Brent walking away from the house, walking towards the woods.
Now, is foul play suspected in this case?
It took a year for them to say foul play was suspected, but yes, they're now suspicious that something happened.
When he was first reported missing, how was it? Was it taken very seriously? Was it?
No. In fact, his first investigator was not good at all. She pretty much botched the case from the beginning. We had two great investigators, Investigator Hake and Investigator Stewart with the Sumter County Sheriff's Department. They have been wonderful, and they follow up on every lead that they have. Right now, we are with a new investigator, and we don't know a whole lot about him, but we think he's following up on everything.
Right.
When was the last time you spoke with him?
I haven't spoke to him, but my sister spoke to him probably about 5 days ago.
Okay. Is he pretty easy to get a hold of?
He's been fairly easy to get a hold of. He's got a quick text response, so she's happy with that.
He has said that to Angel that he is starting the whole thing over, that it's starting from the beginning because there was so many questions
Right.
unanswered
Right.
that
Does anyone know what they may have been arguing, or there may have been tension about between them?
No, that was never said. His cousin doesn't seem to know what it's about either.
Yeah, I didn't know if there had been any rumors or anything that were talking about.
Snapchat video.
A Snapchat video.
Yeah, there was a Snapchat video or a couple of Snapchat videos that were kind of out of the ordinary.
shady.
They were a little bit shady. That did raise some questions there.
Do you know whose Snapchat that was?
It was Brent's Snapchat.
Okay.
And have there been any sightings of him since then?
There was suspected sightings. Of course, everyone says, "Oh, I seen him here, but nothing was confirmed.
Right. Okay. And there's a reward.
We have a $10,000 reward for anyone leading to the whereabouts of Brent or any of the suspects. There's a $10,000 reward.
Now, did he have a vehicle?
He did not have a vehicle. He
Okay.
walked everywhere.
Okay. Now, his wallet and his personal belongings, did he have them with him?
He had them with him at his cousin's house, but we're not sure if they were recovered after that. We're not really sure if he has them with him or if they were at the cousin's. I'm not really sure.
Okay, so they have not been found.
Right. They have not
Okay.
been found.
Has there been any activity on his bank accounts or anything like that?
No activity on anything like that.
Has the cousin's story stayed pretty consistent?
Honestly, no. It has not stayed consistent. There's been probably 4 or 5 different stories. I don't know what the differences in the stories are, but that come from the mouth of the investigator.
Okay.
Did he help at all in the searches or putting out information?
No, he didn't help in the searches. No.
Okay. Now, Brent, did he have any diagnosed mental illnesses or take any medications?
He did. Depression, bipolar, and anxiety, and that was about it.
Now, prior to his disappearance, did he ever just go missing, but not missing?
Never. That's very uncharacteristic of him.
Okay. At that time, did he have any new friends or relationships?
Oh, he always had a new relationship. He loved the ladies, and the ladies loved him. Yeah.
Was
I'm
he-
just being honest.
Was he in a relationship at that time?
Probably a few.
Okay.
that
Yeah.
nobody knew about, maybe.
Yeah.
But he didn't have any known enemies or anything of that sort.
No, everybody loved him.
Okay. Now, has there been any tips or sightings of him since his disappearance?
There's been suspected sightings, but like I said, no, nothing confirmed.
That was in the very beginning.
That was in the very beginning for probably the first year. People would say they saw him here or there. We still have occasional calls. We saw him working at the DMV, but of course it's never
With
him.
a wig on.
With a wig on, yeah.
Dressed as a woman.
We've heard a little bit of everything.
We've been told he's in a mental hospital in upstate.
Yeah, nothing has checked out so far, unfortunately. We would love for that to be the case, but that's just not the case right now. We've had lots of tips pouring in. We still have tips pouring in today. So any tips that you might have, please turn them over to the Sumter Sheriff's Department.
Or contact any of us.
Or contact any of us on Facebook. His investigator right now is Investigator Boyles with the Sumter County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. Now, does he have any ties to any other states or cities?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's been out of the state before.
Okay.
Can you tell us about where we are right now?
Yes, this is a monument that Sumter's Missing and Brent's Army decided to bring awareness to all the missing. We have the Light of Hope, and it's made for the place for missing families to come and just remember their loved ones. Dedicated to the missing loved ones from Sumter, South Carolina to light their way home. We raised money to get the concrete poured, and the benches were donated, and the light, we raised the money for that, and the monument. And we've held several events here to bring awareness to the missing. We currently have 24 now missing in Sumter, South Carolina.
Oh, this is amazing that you guys have been able to do this as the Light of Hope and have a place to represent and let people know about the missing. A lot of people aren't aware of who is missing around them.
And the light represents faith, hope, and love.
That's amazing.
We've got 3 lights.
Yeah, and there's a Facebook page that people can follow.
Oh, there's several. There's the Jackson Brent Garcia page. There's the Sumter's Missing page. There's
Brent's Army page.
Brent's Army page. I think that's about it. We have about 6,000 followers on each of those. But of course, we would love for you to share the link and get more followers, because the more people know about him, the more hope we have of bringing him home.
Right. So, and he had tattoos.
He did have tattoos. He had a tattoo with angel written on it on his hand.
With a crown.
With a crown. He has a hand that had eyes on it on his arm. Yeah, I think that was pretty much all he had. Do have a $10,000 reward for any information leading to his whereabouts. That's pretty much it. If you know something, say something.
Thank you. Not stop till we get answers.